and it is sort of straight up, and look at the view, look at that. That's a big drop. Why did I come this way? What a stupid way to come. I'm going to go around the other way. Let's give it a go. Down here, across here, up on this stone. Don't want to fall down there. What's the longest? Somebody doing 89 did it here, somebody say? 100. Jeepers creepers. Well, thank you for thinking I might be an ultra runner. That's yeah, thank you very much. Oh yeah? Yeah. Good grief. Welcome to this week's episode of the Upsticks channel, coming to you from the Lake District. Join me on a circular walk from Elterwater up onto the fell tops, along to Stickle Tarn, down to Stickle Barn, and then back along the Great Langdale Valley to Elterwater. A heat wave's been predicted, so I've started off very early to avoid the worst of the heat. Now leaving Chapel Stile and this little road. It'll be the last time I see a road for a few hours, so you can walk this way to Grasmere. Less than 2 miles to Grasmere, but rather than going over the top, I think this is called Dow Bank, rather than going over the top of Dow Bank and down into Grasmere, I'm going to bear left and follow the fell tops. Yeah, so bye bye road, bye bye civilization for a while. The next real civilization I'll see is the Stickle Tarn pub. So I've got to keep that nice thought in my head, keep me motivated. Just coming up to my first little place for a pause, a little flat bit before I start climbing again, where I get some lovely views. If I could see beyond that little hill to my left, that would be Windermere that way, but from here I can see Elterwater, the actual lake that's called Elterwater, the village of Elterwater nestling down slightly to my left as well. The lodges you can see are the Langdale estate, and to the right is Chapel Stile, where I've just walked up from, and in the distance the valley to the right is Great Langdale, and it's a very lovely sight to see. And there's some little sheep watching me. Hello little sheep, how are you? Lovely. I'm now leaving Great Langdale with Chapel Stile and Elterwater behind me, and for the first time the sun is on my face. So I started at 6, it's now about 7 AM. I'm about 220, 230 metres above sea level, and here's a little cairn that somebody's built. There has been somebody on the telly knocking down piles of stones. Please don't knock down things like this, not that it'd be easy, it's a bit big. This little cairn here for walkers in the fog marks that you're on the right path to get down into Chapel Stile. Without this you could easily walk over one of the crags, so some of these piles of stones are important. Straight ahead will be Grasmere. We may well get a view of Grasmere very shortly as we go over this little saddle. Let's see if we see it. Well, I seem to be walking down quite a bit, and the downside of that is if I'm walking down I've got to walk up again to get back up to the elevation I was before, so for every step down there'll be another step back up, which is why the total ascent of this walk is getting on for a kilometre. Yeah, never mind, it's a lovely day for it. It's now probably about 7:30. I'm dropping down into the valley that's got Grasmere in it. There's a few more trees here, so it's looking very pretty with the trees. Yeah, some beautiful trees ahead. My next destination is it called Silver How? I'll double check. It's that hill ahead anyway, and I've got to walk up there. That's about, I think about 400 metres, 395 metres high, so I've got quite a bit of a climb. It looks quite steep. So, and that will be in the sun. I'll have the sun on my back So that's going to be quite different from the walk up out of Great Langdale when I was in the shade. It's also a bit later, so I can feel it's warming up as well. The air temperature's warming up. Double checked my map. That is indeed called Silver How, and it is indeed 395 metres high. So I've got a bit of walking to do, and it is sort of straight up that sort of just to the right of that gully. I'll get the top end up in the gully, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Close to the top of the little gully, Silver House to my left. Just over this rise, I've no idea what I'll see. It's the first time I've been up this path. So far I've loved it. And, oh, hey, well, is that Great Langdale or not? No, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at there, but, oh, I think I do know. I think the valley to the right has Rydal Tarn in it. So we might see a big tarn to the right, perhaps not quite yet in a bit, but it looks very tempting just to sort of go wandering over there, doesn't it? Here we are on the peak of Silver How. It's about, not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and look at the view. Look at that. I can see the village of Grasmere, the water of Grasmere, Rydal Water, Windermere. I can see the Langdale Pikes, I can see Pavey Ark. I'll point all those out. I'll do a nice sweep round for you so you can see everything that I can see, and it is spectacular. It's also very, very still here. Not a breath of wind, which is very rare as soon as you get up at this height. There's even little midges flying around, they're not bothered by any breeze. So I'm also going to get my drone out and give you a good look around. I wouldn't normally fly my drone up here, but I knew from the mountain weather forecast it would be still, so I brought my drone with me. Let's get it up. These views show you don't need to go up the big hikes, up the big mountains, up all the popular routes to get somewhere really stunningly beautiful. I don't think even I'd noticed the name Silver How on a map before today. I decided to come this way for a change, and I'm so glad I did. It is, well, I could sit here all day, but I know it's going to get too hot this afternoon to hike, so I'm heading now off to Stickle Tarn. Well, with every step the Langdale Pikes are getting more and more into view, looking closer and closer. I love these little ponds as well, the little haven of wildlife. Some lovely little plants growing in them. I'll take 1 or 2 photos, and I'll put those photos up on the screen now so you can see how pretty it is close up. Right, I'll give you a time check. It's 8:30. I've not yet passed or seen in the distance a single other person, but right now the whole of Great Langdale, the valley of Great Langdale, is opening out before me, and that looks amazing. It's a U-shaped valley for those interested in geology, so it was formed by a glacier, and if you look at an aerial view of the whole of the Lake District, you'll see all the lakes and valleys radiate out from the centre. There was a big mountain in the middle where the glacier formed, and it ran out, so all the valleys are sort of like on spokes of a wheel. Sort of a classic formation for glaciated valleys. But yeah, this is a really lovely view. I'll take a photo as well, get a nice clear view from my DSLR. The pikes are still a little way in the distance, but they're getting close with every step, and I'm still feeling great. Just taking a little break at this beautiful spot. It's, I'll give you a time check, it is just gone 9 o'clock, so that's 3 hours in. Let's have a look at my map app, OS Maps. Current elevation 509 metres, quite high. But I'm going to take a few photos, and I shall put these photos up, but because there's some lovely V-shaped valleys over there. Let me take a photo of one of the V-shaped valleys, which clearly is not a glaciated valley. So the big valleys are U-shaped, and some of the side valleys are a classic V-shape of a valley formed by, usually by a stream or a river, something like that. I can still see Windermere, I can still see Grasmere or Rydal. I can still see Great Langdale behind me that way. The Pikes are behind this hill here. And I think this is a nice walk up this valley from Grasmere up to Panoramic and Stickle Tarn. And there she is, Stickle Tarn. Harrison Pike to the left, Panoramic, the big cliff face to the right, and I can see a few people on the far shore, but it's still very quiet. There's not many people about. I don't know what time it is. Let me have a quick look. It is 10 past 10, so I thought I'd be here about 10, ideally a bit soon. I'm hunting a picnic spot. I don't want to be too near the water because there'll be a steady stream of people just walking around the lake, or past the tarn rather. But this looks pretty good. Sadly there's nowhere with shade, so I'm going to have to sit in the full glare of the sun. But I suppose I could sit in the shade of this little rock, except there's all sorts of rabbit droppings down there, so perhaps I won't. Yeah, it looks very dramatic here. I see people right at the top of Panoramic. I'll take a photo, but you won't see them on this camera, but yeah, it looks very, very dramatic. The closer you get, the more dramatic it is. And I can see people going up Jack's Rake, which is a very steep climb. Not for the faint-hearted. I've never done it. I never intend to. It's not my idea of fun. Lunch has been had. I've decided plan B. It's getting really hot. I hate hot weather. I've only ever been on one hot beach type holiday a long time ago, and I said never again. So I'm going to head down Stickle Ghyll, down to Stickle Barn, after a short walk round part of the tarn. Just passed by that group of fell runners, and now they're going for a swim. I mean, running and swimming in the lakes isn't for me. Walking is for me. Are they going to go in? They said they might. And the first one's in the water. I don't think she's even changed. She's gone in her running gear. Those are paddling around in their shoes. They're not bothered taking their running shoes off. They just went in with their shoes and socks on. Running shoes and socks. So these must be extreme runners and swimmers. She's gone right out quite a long way already, look. And I think he's going to follow her. Absolutely bonkers. If there's any wild swimmers watching, you're bonkers, okay? But keep doing it because I love you. The second, oh, she's made it to the island, look. That's a bigger island than I thought. Go on, he's just building up the courage to get his torso in, he says. So, although he says it's tolerable, it's obviously a bit colder than he made out. Oh, she's jumped straight off. Well, why not? I'd have stayed there for a bit and warmed up. Each to their own, as my mum always said. Each to their own. Now, coming up just around here, you can see a dam. So this is a natural tarn. It's is it called a corrie? It's a feature of glaciated valleys. I think it's called a corrie. I'll double check that and put a note at the bottom of the screen, but it was dammed at some point in the past to make it bigger, and I don't think it's added much to the depth of it because it's only a small dam, but it might have added a half a metre or a metre, something like that. Don't know why. Again, if I can find out why it was dammed, perhaps to provide more water to people living below, I'll find out and put it at the bottom of the screen. Alright, I'm going to say bye-bye to the tarn now. Stickle Tarn, bye-bye Stickle Tarn, and walk down Stickle Ghyll. Stickle Ghyll is the name of the little stream. All the streams around here are called ghylls. Have to cross first. Sometimes you get your feet wet going across here, but right now it's so shallow. Even with my ordinary boots on, I won't get wet.
Morning.
Hiya, how you doing?
Hiya.
Is it the morning or afternoon? I'm not sure.
I think it's still morning.
Is it still morning? Okay, good morning.
Do you not think the
And almost straight away the path drops straight down where the Ghyll goes. So I'd rather walk down it than up because it's just one big trudge coming up. But I suppose it's a trudge going down, but it's an easier trudge. If you don't skip. Yeah, skid rather. And yeah, that's the closest you get to Blackpool Pleasure Beach up in the up in the hills in the Lake District. People on the beach, people swimming. No ice creams though. No candy floss, no kiss me quick, no kiss me slow hats. But it does feel a bit sort of holiday parkish. That's a big drop. Why did I come this way? What a stupid way to come. I'm going to go around the other way. Right, I'll meet you when I'm further down this Ghyll. Here's a nice little spot, crossing the stream, crossing the Ghyll. Got to get the names right. A few little waterfalls. Not very spectacular, but it sounds good. Right, what's the best way of getting across here? Without falling in or falling down? I don't know. Let's give it a go. Down here. Cross here. Up on this stone. Don't want to fall down there. Onto this stone. And cross here. And then it's almost like a proper path. Got it. Got it. And I'm away. Just taking a rest in the shade. It's probably about, I don't know, 26 to 28 degrees now, which is, for the Lake District, is stupidly hot. Nearly down at the bottom, and nearly at the pub. So, when I get to the pub, the Stickle Barn, I'm going to do my non-alcoholic beer rating on them, give them a review. So for those new to the channel, I don't drink alcohol, and when I go to a pub I ask for how many non-alcoholic beers they have, and for every one they have, well, let's start again. If they have none, they get an unhappy face. For every non-alcoholic beer they have on tap or in a bottle, I give them a little tankard, and for every non-alcoholic beer that I consider a real ale, something like Thornbridge's Green Mountain is my standout one, I give them a sparkly tankard. Most pubs get two. Nearly every pub seems to have Guinness and Heineken on, so two is pretty ordinary, although I do like the Guinness, to be perfectly fair. Straight in the back door to give them a score.
I don't know, where are they? Are they all through here? Sorry, thanks.
Okay, cheers. Ta. So they have 4 alcohol-free beers, 2 of which I would describe as real ales. This one, one of them I'm having, Float On, alcohol-free, pale, 0.5%, which I call alcohol-free, Farmyard Brewery Company. So that's well done. So I'm going to give the drum roll now and give them their award. Ready, steady. Ka-ching! 2 plain tankards and 2 starry tankards. Well done. That is well above average. So I'm very impressed by the Stickle Barn, or Lanty Slees at Stickle Barn, I think they're now called. So cheers. I'm going to sit here for quite a while, eat my salty crisps, drink my lovely beer, probably go and grab a glass of water as well because I feel really dehydrated. I'm not jealous of those people who were heading up when I was coming down, because some of them seem to be carrying no water whatsoever and they're just going to melt. Very silly of them to get up like that, but that's what people are like, isn't it? Right, see you soon, bye. Now time for the walk back to the lodge. It's about 4 kilometres, that's all. Best of all, it's almost flat 'cause it's along the valley bottom. So it's quite a quick walk. I'm very refreshed, I've had a good long rest. It's a bit late for a cockerel to be. What time is it? 2:15. Quick time check for you, 2:15. That means I've been out 8 hours. Not too bad.
You're very kind, thank you.
No problem, good luck.
Thank you.
How far are you going?
We've done 9, we've got 6 more.
9 and 6 more.
Thank you.
Good luck. How far are you doing?
Just 25.
25, just 25, just 25. How long are you how far are you going?
23.
23.
Yeah, so I've got too many left.
Too many left.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Every little helps. Hiya. How far are you going? 23. What's the longest? Somebody doing 89, did I hear somebody say?
100.
100? Jeepers creepers. So, straight out the horse's mouth. Some are doing 100. That is just, well, I don't know. Anyway, this is Great Langdale Beck. Great Langdale Beck. It's a campsite a bit further down, BaysBrown Farm campsite. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
23 is that way, ultra that way.
That's me then.
You do
Ultra.
right.
100, is that 100?
That's 100 on the
No, not really. No.
Okay.
I'm not doing any. No, I'm just walking.
Ah, right, I thought you were just put it there.
Do I look, well, perhaps I look the part, I don't know, but
Everybody looks the part.
everybody looks the part. Well, thank you for thinking I might be an ultra runner. That's, yeah, thank you very much.
You probably wouldn't thank me if you knew what my opinion of the lunacy of Rydal is. Bearing man I used to be.
Cheers. Bye-bye. So there you go. I was mistaken for an ultra runner, even though I don't have a number on. It's probably just because I've got this red top on and a backpack. just coming up to BaysBrown farm campsite, which is notable because you don't need to book, you can just turn up. I think it's because they've got huge fields, so they can always fit you in, but also if it rains a lot it tends to flood, so I think they don't take bookings because they'd often have to give refunds and let people down. So basically you turn up, and if it's dry enough you can camp. I think they accept, well, I know they accept camper vans because I've been here in a camper van, a 5 metre V dub. I now drive a bigger 6.3 something litre Fiat conversion. I'm just trying to see if I can see anything that big on the fields. I can certainly see some V dub size vans. There are definitely some 6.5 metre long vans here, at least down the bottom end. So I don't think it's a problem for bigger vans, you just need to pick your spot. I can't see any on the main fields, so they're perhaps barred from the main fields. Can I see any up the top end? I see small vans up the top end. You need to check online or give them a call, I think. Don't know what vehicles you can bring in. That was somebody working for the campsite just explaining to people arriving that they are tight for camper vans. So I think you need to pick your time of arrival if you're coming in a camper van. They also said some people in camper vans had left, gone out for the day in their vans, and when they get back they'll expect, of course, to get their spot back or they'll complain. So yeah, camper vans allowed, but not lots and lots of space for lots and lots of camper vans. They don't allow them in certain fields. 14:40 rather. So it's coming up to 3 o'clock. So nearly 9 hours ago. Gosh, that was a long time. I think I can hear some more runners coming. Well done, keep it up.
Try. It's hot, isn't it?
Well, at least you're not doing the 100.
No.
I should have gone ahead and opened it for you, shouldn't I, rather than let you past.
Lift it up.
I can't. My brain is. Yeah.
Overheating, I think is the word you're looking for. Tar, cheers.
Doing the shorter, we're doing it with the lazy ones.
Lazy.
Some people do like really big distances.
100k is the longest, I think, isn't it?
100k, then it's 55.
55.
And then there's 23, which we're doing,
Yeah.
and there's a 14k.
Oh.
Saw someone doing 100k, like running around.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, yeah.
You give them a massive cheer when you see them. That one.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Keep it up. Are you trying to achieve a time or just finish it today?
Completion.
Yeah, on a day like this, you can't try for a time.
Completers.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you'll complete it now. Not
One
far.
after this to the triathlon tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good grief.
So,
Double event weekend.
I'm in awe of you. Well done.
Thank you.
enjoy.
I've just been walking all day and I'm tired. I did start at 6 to beat the heat, but
Yeah, bet you've done some miles.
yeah, I'm not sure how far. I started at 6 a.m. to beat the heat. Went up onto the tops. I don't know. I've no idea. I doubt it. I think I've probably done something like 17, 18, but I've only been walking.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
70, 80 miles. We don't more than us.
We're
Yeah.
only on 10 miles.
Oh, okay.
Only
Okay.
3 miles to go, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we might be similar then, but I've had a very lazy go at it with an early start while it was still only about 15 degrees. Yeah, it was lovely and cool this morning. And I was walking up
It was
there.
24 weeks off from the house, isn't it?
Was it?
yeah.
Gosh. You're local then, are you?
Whitehaven,
Well, oh, right. Yeah, that's not too far, is it?
just over the hill.
Yeah, just over the hill. I've had a long stop at a pub as well. I don't suppose you do that, do you?
Don't tell him that, that's where he was wanting to go.
Just for a car
If we
tour.
don't- if we
I was
don't
at Stickle Barn.
He wouldn't leave.
Yeah, that Langdale, is it?
The one back there, the one at the bottom of Stickle Ghyll.
Yeah. The other one's Dungeon Ghyll, isn't it?
There's the old Dungeon Ghyll right at the end, the new
right.
Dungeon Ghyll halfway along,
Yeah.
which is next to the Stickle Barn, which is where I had a pint. Yeah. Only one.
That sounds amazing right now.
Right.
Well, good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Very nearly back now at the point where I left this road this morning at 6 AM, a hell of a long time ago, to climb up onto the hilltops, up onto the fells. So I'm going to wrap the video up here. Hope you enjoyed me getting absolutely exhausted and overheated. I'm glistening with sweat. I feel drenched with sweat all over. So I'm going to have a good rest, shower first, good rest, cool down in the pool, that sort of thing. So please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you have any comments like you don't look fit, very fit, Jan, what are you doing walks like that for, then just stick those sort of comments in the little box as well, I don't care. And hopefully I'll see you next week. I have no idea what next week's episode is going to be, but there was one from last week in the lakes where I visited Hodge Close and Cathedral Cave, so that's well worth a look. That was earlier in the week before the heat wave. See you soon, bye.